Hi there, everyone. My name is Mustles, and welcome to Welcome to Loverwatch, the Valentine's Day event dating sim from Overwatch 2, which it just seems like popular games are doing that nowadays with Dead by Daylight and such. Oh well, let's see how it goes. I wonder if you could full screen this. Nope. Okay, so I don't know much about this, apart from it's supposed to be a dating sim. And that's it. The official but not canon Overwatch 2 dating sim. They had to clarify it. Now 30% more punctuation. Are you ready to play this thing? Yeah. What's my name? Just Mustles. Your name is Mustles. Continue? Yes. Ooh. Frame rate. It's Friday night in the big city. You could use a laugh after the week you've had. The Laugh Attic is one of the most tragically unfunny comedy clubs in town, but you love watching people bomb on open mic. Sometimes, that people is you. It's particularly dark tonight. So dark, it'll make for quite a dramatic reveal when your eyes adjust and you see who is sitting at the table in the corner. Eyes adjusting. 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 Oh my. Oh my! Is that who you think it is? Oh, we get to choose between Mercy or Genji. Well, I mean, it's quite obvious which one we're going for, right? I mean, the hottest one. It's Genji! Ninja, cyborg, an all-around bad boy from Overwatch. No matter how many times you blink, he's still there, and you're completely love-struck. You didn't know you had a thing for cyborg ninjas. Ninjas? Sure. Cyborgs? Sure. But a cyborg ninja? That's a first for you. Your heart starts racing. You're overwhelmed with happy neurochemicals, which are in short supply these days. Zap! Hark! Do I hear the sound of a heart beating fast and smell the sweat on your palms? I am Cupid, the hero of love in all its varieties. It is my sworn duty to answer the cries of all who desire to love and guide them to fulfillment. You look around, wondering if anyone else can see this, or are you hallucinating? Do not worry, you are the only one who sees me. I do not interfere within the mortal realm. Consider me the angel on your shoulder who will point you in the right direction. Okay, that's a definite maybe on the hallucination thing, but maybe this hallucination can help you. Now, tell me, are you in love? I think so. Nope, that's just my baseline anxiety. Hold up, you're not Cupid, you're Hanzo Shimada! From the free-to-play game, Overwatch 2. Which I have, of course, played because I just recognized you as Hanzo Shimada. I get that a lot. But no matter how similar I am to the character in Overwatch, rest assured, I am Cupid, champion of love. However, it is entirely possible that Hanzo Shimada will have a skin based on me in the shop. Oh, what a coincidence. Indeed. Now tell me, are you feeling the signs of love? Think so. It's kind of hard to tell. The path to love is often confusing, but fear not, I am here to guide you through all its intricacies. What? It means I'm going to give you advice. Oh, okay. So, do you wish to win the heart of Genji? Yes. Obviously, I want to win the heart of Genji. Genji, truly. Everyone watching this video. I mean, there were only two options. as you made sure I was aware. Of course, it's just that, well, to call Genji difficult would be an understatement. Yeesh, you're being really judgmental for a festival of love. Or whatever. Just because I'm honor-bound to assist you in your quest for love doesn't mean I lack taste, mortal. Aren't you supposed to help people no matter what? Why do you care if I'm interested in Genji? I know of Genji. I am merely saying that reaching Genji's heart will be a difficult task. Sure. Whatever you say, Mr. Grumpy Toga. Wait. I think what I'm gonna do is change up the window. 1 second. There we go. That should be better. If you wish to pursue Genji, then I am obligated to help you. It is your love life, no matter how foolish. Well then, how do you think I should approach Cupid? You'd have to introduce yourself, of course. You cannot start down the path of romance without first speaking to him. And given that he strikes me as a selfish and mature person, I would recommend keeping your conversations focused on him. He has always struggled with his sense of self, so do your best to appeal to his interests. You hope you'll get over this hostility for Genji soon, definitely. But that's not important right now. What is important is whether or not Genji will feel any hostility towards you. With Cupid's words in mind, you build up the courage to approach Genji. Excuse me? The ninja turns to face you. The purple glow of the club's neon lights illuminates his metal mask. I need healing! Are you talking to me? Yeah, I just saw you and I wanted to say... Your heart starts to pound in your ears and your mouth can't find the words to speak. Well, say something! And remember, your choices will affect how he feels about you. Do you need healing? I know my reputation. It is hurtful. But also, yes, I could use healing. I warned you he would be difficult to deal with. Anyway, I don't think I've seen you around before. I'm Genji. What's your name? Oh, I'm Mustles. Nice to meet you, Genji. Mustles, huh? That's pretty cool. Reminds me of Mustles from the game Mustles' Odyssey. Is that a real game? One day it will be. Genji tilts his head. His cybernetic hand grips the bottom of his mask pensively. Yeah, it was. Hey, did you want to sit down? The next set is starting soon. Maybe we could watch together. Oh! You take a seat next to Genji and watch a few sets. You can't tell if he ever cracks a smile, but he certainly doesn't laugh at any point. Weird energy to bring to a comedy club. But before you can spend too many minutes basking in the awkward silence, Cupid returns, bringing you more helpful advice. Well, what are you waiting for? Show him you can be exciting. Go perform a set! Let's do it. This is the first time I've felt confidence in years. I have to win his heart. Here I go. Love favors the bold, Mustles. I salute you. The previous comedian steps down from the stage to some paltry claps. When no one stands to take their place, you take the initiative to get on stage. Swallowing your nerves, you address the audience. Hello, everyone. I would be honored to share a joke with you fine people. Look out over the audience and you see Genji looking back at you. What you assume is curiosity. While you could make just any joke, you have to wonder, what would make him laugh? It's not the funniest joke, you know, obviously. Tap on the mic. Feedback rings in your ears. You lean in close. Why did the building get arrested for vandalism? Why did the building get arrested for vandalism? The crowd is silent. It was a skyscraper. What? After a pregnant pause, the crowd erupts into wailing laughter. You told what is truly the funniest joke of all time. You are a living legend. Everyone will remember you as the genius who reinvented the art of comedy. But among the crowd, one person hasn't been stricken with agonizing amusement. It's Genji. He remains just as still as you left him when you came up on stage. After signing autographs for the whole club, you return to your seat next to Genji. So, what did you think of my joke? Did you like it? Yeah, it was pretty funny, I suppose. As he says this, you're watching someone being rolled out of the club in a stretcher, quite literally dying from laughter. But I think there were other jokes you could have told, maybe ones related to me, that would have made me laugh harder. You want? So, you wanted me to make a joke about you? In front of the whole club? Of course. Maybe a long time ago, I would have been too insecure in myself to take a joke, but now I'm happy with who I am, even when people poke fun at me. But I guess you couldn't have known that. We just met, didn't we? Maybe on our second date, you can learn more about me. Absolutely. That sounds wonderful, Genji. Genji sighs. A weight leaves his shoulders. I can't wait. Guess I'll see you again soon. He leaves, and you are left alone in the comedy club. Not for long though, as Cupid soon reappears. I sense the bud of romance are already beginning to blossom. How do you think things went? I sense there is room to improve. You focus too often on yourself. I'm more interested in him, and we fuse the world. But good or bad, your date is in the past. Still have a long road ahead of us if you truly wish for Genji's heart to be yours. When Genji reaches out to you again, he suggests grabbing dinner for your second date. He even picks out a restaurant, Café Azur, in Monaco, the exclusive playground of the ultra rich. Luckily, you live in the hopeful future. You could just hop on a transatlantic train and arrive in Monaco in a few short hours. Neat, huh? You arrive at the restaurant. It looks as classy as the name might imply. A robot brings you to your table, where Genji awaits you. Please tell me he's not wearing the same hoodie he wore to the comedy club? I mean, look at it. If I owned a hoodie that cool, I'd wear it every chance I got too. Even to a 5-star restaurant. Especially to a 5-star restaurant. No wonder you need my help. You take your seat across from Genji, and he seems to light up at your presence. Oh, Muscles. I didn't expect to see you here. You invited me here? For a date? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Anyway, how was the ride over? It was great. I had a time to grant XP in Fifi's Adventure Online. Fifi's Adventure Online? That game's pretty fun, even though I think the Fifi's Adventure franchise fell off a bit after Fifi 3D. Right? Don't get me started on Fifi Party Dance Night. Talk about selling out. Editor's note. We're begging you to not add these to the Overwatch fan wikis. They're not real. By the way, I'm glad you could make it. I've really been looking forward to spending more time with you. You don't have much time to feel bashful before the waiter returns to your table to take your order. You look over your holo menu, which is a regular menu, but a hologram, since it's the future. You should think carefully about what you order. Maybe choose something he'd like as well. Come on, even your dinner is going to affect this guy's opinion of you? These dating sims are hard work. In that case, what will you order for dinner? Oh, that's a good one. What would Genji like? Probably he's around so many people with money and parties and stuff like that that he'd love someone ordering the kids menu. But it also really feels like picking the kids menu is just going like, I'm so quirky. So let's just go with the most obvious choice, which will probably screw us over, but oh well. I'll have the Rikimaru ramen. It's my favorite food. How did you know? Easy. It's in the official Overwatch cookbook. Wow. In that case, I'll take the Rikimaru ramen too. The waitrons, we don't have that on the menu. Program seems to be overridden by its "the customer is always right" subroutine, so it takes your order back to the kitchen without complaints. That's really cool of you to order my favorite food for dinner. If there were an official Master's cookbook, I would have ordered yours too. You make note of his idea. You're always looking for more merchandising opportunities. I'm getting called out by a dating sim. Fuck. The two of you spend some time chatting, and after a few short minutes, the waitron brings out your meal. 2 bowls of Rikimaru ramen. It's honestly impressive that such a nice restaurant could make a dish look like it comes from a cheap ramen shop. This looks just as good as the real thing from Hanamura. All it's missing is the Murloc ball, then it'd be perfect. Oh no, how could they forget the Murloc ball? That's half the fun of Rikimaru ramen. Huh? Let me go check with the waiter. Maybe they have Murloc balls in the back. You fetch the waitron, explaining that Rikimaru ramen just isn't the same when it's not in branded bowls. Unfortunately, the restaurant does not have any Murloc bowls on hand, but they are able to draw a crude recreation on 2 of the regular bowls. When you return to the table, Genji looks completely deflated. You sit across from him, and he barely even acknowledges your presence. Even Cupid seems troubled by his sudden shift in mood. Perhaps you should check on him, Mustles. Hey, is everything okay? You seem bummed out. Genji shrugged. Sorry. Another diner recognized me while you were gone. They came over to talk to me. Oh, did they ask for your photograph or your autograph or something? No, they actually recognized me from the Blackwatch incident. They had less than kind words to share with me. Shake it off, man. We're on a date. You're blunt, but not wrong. I am trying to shake it off. It's just, I am not proud of who I was then. I have tried my best to become a better person, but I fear my past will always haunt me. Some days, it feels like there is nothing I can do to move on from who I was. He sighs, propping his head against his hand dejectedly. It's a heart-rending sight. It seems you could use your reassurance. A small gesture might go a long way. Apparently, even Cupid has the sense to put aside his bitterness towards Genji when he's in this state. What do you do to cheer Genji up? Oh, we're going loot, boys. You don't think you have the words to help in this situation. Instead, you reach across the small table and take Genji's hand into yours. He seems surprised, but when you meet his gaze with a smile, he relaxes. He squeezes your hand, taking a deep breath to steady himself. Thank you, Nostos. I'm sure I'd feel much worse if you weren't here. It's the least I could do. You mean that literally. Holding his hand was probably the easiest, least expensive thing you've done all night. Let's eat then. Our food is getting cold. Two of you finally enjoy your night as it was supposed to go. You don't know how Genji eats with his mask on, but every time you look away, more food disappears from his plate. You assume it's getting into his mouth one way or another. By the time you're done eating, Genji seems happier than ever. You're glad the evening is going in a more positive direction. Hey, I wanted to ask you about something. Shoot. How would you feel about going somewhere special for our next date? Sure, anywhere that's special to you is special to me. That one doesn't earn you any points with Genji, but it makes him blush, and is that worth more than any kind of gameplay progression? I was hoping we could go somewhere that's really special to me. How would you feel about a trip to Nepal? What's so special about Nepal? It was a very important place in my growth as a person. This may surprise you, but an isolated mountaintop helped me find peace. There's more to it, obviously, but I figured I could explain when we got there. Sure, I can't wait to hear all about your backstory. Okay, I'll see you there. I hope it'll be really special. I had a lot of fun tonight. Thanks again, Mustles. Genji departs from the restaurant, and you're left alone. Well, as alone as you can be when you're haunted by the Festival of Valentine's. Another date down with a third to come? Most impressive, Mustles. Thanks. How do you think Genji and I are doing? You are close to his heart, but you haven't reached it quite yet. Keep trying to put him first whenever possible. But there's still another date in your future. Do what you can to prepare. I sense this one will be the most important of all. You ascend the snowy mountains of Nepal, and the cold root leak seems... Bleh. You ascend the snowy mountains in Nepal, and the cold root leak seeps right through every layer of clothing you wore. Hard to believe that just a few days ago you were telling jokes in a comedy club, and now this is what's expected of you to keep this relationship going. As you're trudging along, Cupid appears again. Thankfully, you know his deal by now, and you'd think you were seeing things thanks to the hypothermia. Muscles, I need to stress how important this date will be. Clearly, you are important to Genji. He would not have brought you here otherwise, so just be sure you do your very best this time. Thanks for helping me out this whole time, Cupid. It means a lot. Of course, even if you and Genji are difficult at times, it is my privilege to assist you on the path of love. But perhaps I should be thanking you. Whether or not Genji's heart will be yours in the end, your devotion to love is inspiring. It has been a pleasure to accompany you. Aw, Cupid, you're sounding all sappy. Don't tell me this is a teaser for the secret Cupid path of this dating sim. Don't be ridiculous. If there were a secret Cupid path, do you truly think I would broadcast it so freely? Besides, a path of that nature would be difficult to unlock. You would need to, say, successfully win the heart of both heroes to show me your commitment to love. Hypothetically, of course. Of course, hypothetically. But enough of this. It's time for your final date to truly begin. With Cupid's vote of confidence, you continue your journey up the mountain. Eventually, you arrive in a quaint little village. Genji is there to greet you. Honestly, you don't understand why you can't travel together. Muscles! You made it! What did you think of the hike? I wouldn't say it was easy, but it was worth it to be here with you, Genji. I'm happy you think so. There are a few people who would be willing to scale a mountain to spend time with me, if you can believe that. It means a lot that you did. Anyway, I'm glad you're finally here. This place is very special to me, and I hope I can show you why. Come, come for a walk with me? Gladly, you take Genji's arm. He leads you all around the village, and you can't help but bask in every sight. It's truly beautiful. Certainly not the kind of place you'd want to host 5v5 King of the Hill style combat. But what's more beautiful than the village itself is the way Genji glows while talking you through it, recounting memories of the time he spent here. He tells you everything, from the story of how he first arrived here, to tales of his most trying meditations. After strolling a while, Genji takes you to the old accommodations that housed him through his time in Nepal. Though he had been absent for some time, the room is still clearly his. There's an old mattress, a haori, and a framed photo of Genji with his brother, taken years ago. Genji goes to say something, but someone else speaks first. Genji, you've arrived. Is that? Oh my god. I hope you had a safe journey, my student. It's Zenyatta. How sad is it that the only place you can get Zenyatta content these days is the explicitly non-canon dating sim and that one short story? Well, maybe something will happen with that Ramatra guy soon. Who knows? Cinematic! Yes! Oh, that would actually be amazing. Master! It is good to see you again. Indeed, I heard that you were bringing a visitor, and I hoped I could meet them. Of course, Masters, this is my master, Zenyatta. You were ready for a trek through the snow-covered mountains, but this is basically like meeting Genji's parent. Is that weird for a third date? Doesn't matter. It's happening. Now it's up to you to deal with it. It's really wonderful to meet you, Zenyatta. I've heard great things. That's a lie. You haven't heard anything. But he seems to react warmly, even so. Likewise, I am glad you survived your journey here. We're going to ignore the threatening aura of that sentence and let him keep talking. It is rare for Genji to have company here. I sense he must be quite fond of you. Oh, I certainly hope so. Master, you're embarrassing me. I am sure that your companionship will mean a great deal to him. He has always struggled to accept himself. Perhaps the acceptance of another will help him along his path. I never realized how much your company might mean to Genji. To think, just a few nights ago, you were planning to enjoy the comedy stylings of literally anyone in New York City by yourself. Now, it's entirely possible you're changing the life of an Overwatch agent. I believe... Master? I sense I have surpassed my annual screen time allotment. I'm afraid I will need to depart, but please take my greatest blessing and enjoy the remainder of your time here. The two of you say goodbye to Master Zenyatta, and when you're left alone, Genji's previous exuberance has gone, replaced with contemplation. Something on your mind, Genji? Just thinking about what my master said. He was being truthful, you know. Spending time with you has done a lot to help my own sense of self. But I have to wonder, Masters, do you really think it's possible to know your true self? Wow. To be honest, that's a far deeper question than you ever would have expected from the silly dating sim you signed up for. But you've come this far, right? What's the harm in one more question? And that really is one more. I believe this will be your last chance to win Genji's heart, Masters. Use it wisely. Well, what do you think? Can one know their true self? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe you can, or maybe not. But I think it's always worth to try finding out who you really are. Otherwise, what's the point of it all? I think you might be right. You know, when I ended up like this, when my brother, he trails off. Cupid watches him intently, his brow knit with pain. I felt so much guilt. I would look at myself every day and despise the person who looked back at me. But as much as it hurt, I had to look, or else I could not have grown from who I was. Perhaps I will never know my true self, but you're right. I must always try to see who I really am. Thank you, Mostels. I'm glad to know you feel the same. Mostels, I have really enjoyed spending time so much with you lately. It has been a long time since I allowed myself to get close to anyone. But I must admit... Admit what, Genji? I feel some guilt that you have not seen the real me. You're a bit confused. You're pretty sure you've just enjoyed 3 dates with the real him. But before you can ask, he clarifies. We've been spending so much time together. You've only seen me with my mask on. And although my mask is extremely epic, it's not the true me. It is really cool though. I know, right? But still. Genji takes your hands into his. His green visor stares back at you, and you wonder what his eyes might look like beneath. Mostels, can I show you who I really am? Of course. I love you, Genji. Genji puts his hand over his heart, shocked but not at all disappointed in your confession. After returning to reality, he chuckles under his breath. It's funny. It seems I could deflect anything. Love. And beams, but mostly love. With great care, Genji reaches for his mask. Though he hesitates, he eventually builds the strength to remove it, showing you his true face beneath. Genji, you're beautiful. If you believe so, it must be true. It took me so long to come to terms with who I am now. Knowing you accept me makes me confident it was worth all that time. I know my true self loves you too, Mostels. You have embarked on the journey of love and found what you desire at the end. Love takes many forms, but it is always true. May you cherish this love with Genji forever and always. I found love in Midtown! Oh, I think we're currently banging Genji. Alright, thank you for watching that. Next up I'm gonna try the Mercy Path, but I'll probably just separate that into a new thing so I have some time to relax my voice, because Jesus Christ, I've been talking for a half hour. Thank you very much for watching. This is a weird ass thing to watch, but honestly, I'm having kind of fun playing it. If you want to play it yourself, just go to loverwatch.gg, which is the actual website for this dating sim. You can play it yourself, and it's online from February the 13th, which is right now the moment of recording, to, I think... Oh, you should check it, look it up. I wanted to say check it out or look it up, and I said you should check it up. But anyway, you should look it up, and I think it's like the February the 28th, and after that it's gone forever. So if you want to play it, it's just a fun, silly little thing. Thank you very much for spending your time with me, and I hope to see you during the Mercy Path. Or the Hidden Cupid Path. Take care.